Hi, Dale coming to you from my garage again, and if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that painting is not one of my favorite things to do. Actually, finishing in general, especially when using a brush. It's not that I don't love the way the products turn out afterwards, it's just I'm not the most patient person in the world, and having to do brushing on, wait for dry, do multiple coats, it just takes forever, and I'm just not having a whole lot of fun when I do that. I was talking with someone from HomeRight a couple of weeks ago, and I was telling her how I am redoing our master bedroom closet, and some of the large cabinets, putting on the finish with brush, it's just taking forever. They sent me their Super Finish Max Extra Paint Sprayer to try out. So I thought, while I'm trying it, I might as well videotape it, show you what it does and how I like it. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, where most of the year we have pretty good weather. But I thought before I go outside, I'm gonna look outside to see what the weather's like before I start using the sprayer. When I looked out my front door, I saw the weather was not looking too good. So I went and I looked out my back door, and while the weather was a lot better, you can see it was pretty windy. And wind and a paint sprayer, they really don't go together very well at all. Well, that's not going to be a problem at all, because HomeRight also sent me a spray shelter that I'm going to try out with this. That should work perfect in helping block the wind. Come on, let's start spraying. You saw how easy it was to set up the small spray shelter. Now on to what is one of my favorite features of this sprayer. No need to thin down your paint. Pour it straight into the spray container. Simply twist the container of paint onto the sprayer snugly, and that's all there is to it. There's a volume control knob where you have complete control over the amount of paint that is flowing. The spray shelter has tabs you can use to help hold it in place, but I found simply placing a couple of scrap 2x4s on the bottom kept it from flying away in the wind just fine. After dialing in your flow pattern and testing a bit on a scrap newspaper or cardboard box, start spraying. Be sure to use a sweeping motion and move the sprayer back and forth. Don't just turn your wrist to point the sprayer in a different direction. I'm painting a cardboard support piece that was used for protecting something we bought in another shipment. They just happen to be perfect for a board game my son plays, so we recycled them by painting them. You can see this would have been a nightmare to paint with a brush. This sprayer makes little time of it. Also, the spray shelter has a flap in the back that can be opened to maximize airflow, or to put a box fan with a filter to pull all overspray. That's a nice feature. Here is another great feature. This sprayer comes with a lid to the paint container. This means that you can simply twist the lid on snugly and your paint will keep for several days and be ready for the next coat after your coat you just painted dries. That's right, it's cleanup time. HomeRight sent me the optional quick clean device that hooks directly up to your garden hose, so I'll use that. Just watch how fast this thing cleans. The water turns clean after just a couple of seconds. If you don't have the quick clean device, then simply fill the paint container up with warm soapy water and run that through for a few seconds. It doesn't take long at all for it to clean. After the sprayer starts to spray continuous clear water, that step is done. Really, it only takes a few seconds. Next, you do need to clean the individual pieces as well, but it's easy. Simply take the intake tube off and toss it in a warm soapy bucket of water. Then take the nozzle out and toss that in the warm soapy bucket as well. At this point, there's not much paint left on them at all, so cleaning them up with the included tube brush is a piece of cake. There will also be some cleanup left on the sprayer itself around the nozzle connection as well as the container connection. Again, at this point, there really is not that much paint left, so it's very easy to clean. I am very surprised at how fast the cleanup was, and I'm very happy about it as well. It hardly took any more time than it did for me to clean my brushes. Once cleaning is done, set aside to dry. Once dry, put it all together again and you're ready for another round. Before I jump into my second spray test, I wanted to show you this nice little knob that lets you set the spray pattern. Leaving it in the horizontal position will create a vertical spray pattern, so you would move the sprayer left to right. Turning it to the diagonal position creates an oval or circular pattern, and turning it to the vertical position will spray a horizontal pattern for you to move the sprayer up and down. You basically set it to the direction you want to paint. I'll be using the horizontal position. Today there is zero wind, so I'm not using the pop-up shelter, which makes it much easier for me to give you a better angle. For this test, I quickly built this small crate and I'm going to paint it red, which really should show up well on the camera. Before I started this test, I took some time to play around with the spray volume control. In the first test, I think I had it set way too high and it created a good bit of overspray. This time, I took the time to get the paint volume set correctly, and you'll see it has much less overspray. All the paint you see in the back corner is from my testing the volume control, not overspray. I'm showing this shot at actual speed so you can see just how fast I was able to get down a first coat on all four sides. I turn the crate over and you can see just how easy it is to get in between the slats. I'm not saying this would have been hard to do with the brush, but certainly it would have taken a whole lot more time. I was able to paint all sides of this crate, inside and out, in easily less than 5 minutes. Here is the crate with one coat of spray on it. It came out really even. I really am very happy with the way that came out on that paint. I really cannot thank HomeRight enough for sending me out this sprayer as well as all the shelters. I'll use the larger shelter on my upcoming closet organizational projects as well as this sprayer. It's going to be ridiculous at how much time this sprayer is going to save me. So again, thank you, HomeRight. I cannot believe that I'm actually kind of getting excited about my next project to do the finish on it. I would have never guessed I would have felt that way. How did this sprayer do compared to other sprayers on the market? Well, I don't know. This is the only one I've ever used, but I can say for just over $100, I would have no problem buying this. For my first test, I simply poured the paint in, plugged it in, and went. For the next test, I actually read a little bit of the instructions, dialed in that paint volume control, and it made a world of difference on the output. My two favorite things about the sprayer is number one, I don't have to thin the paint. Simply pour your finish straight into the container, plug it in and go. Now you can thin it if you want depending on what you're painting, but you don't have to. Number two, it's no air compressor needed. I don't have an air compressor, so I would have had to go out and buy one. I love that I just have to plug it in and go. And actually, I'll throw in a third one as a bonus it's the cleanup. When the person was talking to me about how easy the cleanup was, I really had kind of my BS filter was going on high, but I gotta tell you, it took only about 10 minutes and it's clean. It is easy to clean. So again, big thank you to HomeRight. I'll leave links below in the description to the sprayer as well as the accessories that they sent me. And as usual, like, subscribe, share. Until next time, see ya.